Welcome to the She Suite Society, a community where women from all backgrounds come together, share their stories, support one another, and reveal the unfiltered reality of our lives. I'm your host and empowerment Sherpa, Dahlia, and this podcast exists to give voice and space to women whose experiences might otherwise go unheard. Today, I'm joined by Varsey Laurelle, founder of Varsey Laurelle Consulting, host of the Recorded Vulnerabilities podcast, and someone who's built her career around transforming organizational cultures through trust, empathy, and action. With a BA in Mass Communications and Marketing from Wright State University and an MBA from Ashland University, Varsey combines business psychology with human-centered strategies to help leaders and teams unlock their full potential. But what makes Varsey truly remarkable isn't just her impressive credentials or her work curating transformational workshops. It's her radical authenticity and her aversion to small talk that she's turned into a genuine superpower. Her story is one of brave conversations. She's mastered the art of having the difficult discussions most people avoid. What makes Varsey's insights so powerful is her understanding that difficult conversations are acts of love. Through therapy, divorce, and deep self-discovery work, she's learned that authenticity isn't about being comfortable. It's about being real, even when it makes you sweat. Her journey offers a roadmap for anyone trying to stop living for others and start living for themselves. Whether you're struggling with setting boundaries, navigating a major life transition, or simply tired of pretending everything's fine when it's not, Varsey's wisdom about emotional intelligence, clear communication, and the ongoing journey of self-love will resonate deeply. So let's start. Where'd you grow up?
I would say mostly Columbus, Ohio. This question is always very convoluted. It's never simple. In South Florida. But I went to school here mostly.
Here mostly?
So here mostly. Columbus, Ohio, here mostly. So I'm a Midwestern Southern girl.
Very nice. And do you have siblings?
I do. I am the oldest daughter. I am the sixth generation oldest daughter on my mom's side. And so, trauma. No, I'm just playing. So I have a younger sister who's 7 years younger. And then I have, on my dad's side, I have a younger brother and sister who are 10 and 7 years younger than me.
Very nice.
That's by far.
Are you all close?
Define close. I mean, it's not how I would want it to be. Ideally, the idea in my head of what a sister and brother are, but we always have each other's back and support each other, and we visit each other, but we're not in each other's daily life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who is in your daily life?
My kiddos, my babies. I have I have an 11-year-old daughter. And I have a 6-year-old son. So they are in my life daily. I have a best friend from college who lives in Houston. She's a part of my daily life. And daily, not literally, but just like we keep in touch. We know what's going on. I have a couple of close friends here locally that, again, as adults, you can't see people too much. You can't talk to them much. There's lots of group texts and screenshots. And and we celebrate each other. We're really good at that.
You're really good at that. And supporting one another, I guess.
100%. Yeah, with that. It's so funny because, you're right. I guess I think of celebration as support too. But it's celebration and support. And my grandma is 89 years old. She is the love of my life. And she is local as well. So she's in my daily life.
So that's nice. So you have a good network of folks that you're around or have in your energy.
I have a great community of people.
How'd you get them?
I chose them. I handpicked them.
You handpicked them.
Based on, honey, learning myself and what I need in community and learning what I can give in community and being okay with all those things. So, getting rid of the shoulds, Dahlia, right? Like that I have because we've been friends so long, or no more of that.
Yeah, the time doesn't matter.
It does not. It does not.
The quality.
It's the quality.
and
100.
where you are in life.
And that changes. You know, I used to say no new friends, but all of my friends currently that I'm in community with, except for my college friend, I've known for less than 7 years.
Yeah.
So they're new friends, but they feel like a lifetime.
That's
Um, yeah. So I think for me, it was very much about identifying what do I need and then accepting people as they are. You know, like not putting the expectation of a friend does this and a friend does that, or you have to be able to kick it with you at the bar and have deep conversation. Like it's not all the things.
yeah, they can all have different roles within your life. Do
Yeah.
you feel that you have different roles in all their lives?
Mm. I'd be interested to hear what they say because I think, you know, as I'm like scanning my brain, I think I show up for everyone the same. Um, I'm the coach, like I'm the guide, like I'm the like, oh, let's get some wisdom and some insight. Like that's what people lean on me for. I'm also the fun vibes. So like you can call me and be like, hey, let's go to the club, let's go to the bar. Like, yes, I'm still that girl, like party girl forever. Um, I'm I'm not the friend that's going to be like babysit your kids. I'm probably not that friend. I mostly only like my kids. But I think I show up for everyone consistently. I don't know. I got to put it in the group chat. I'm going to ask now.
I just wondered. No, you're pretty self-aware, and I know that it's fun. It's sometimes you do have, not you, but one has that same thing that they bring to each group that they're, because that's what they need. That's what the energy calls.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what does a day in the life of Varsey look like now?
Mm.
Like, what do you do? What do you do for work? What do you do for fun?
Let's see. So for work, what
Yeah.
I do is mostly public speaking. So I'm in this shift where I am leaning more on the comedy aspect of my public speaking. And that's been really exciting. And so lots of public speaking, emceeing, workshops, all around like clarity, curiosity, intentionality, but like laughter and joy. Um, that's what I do for work. I have a podcast, I have a newsletter, so it's a lot of speaking, which is fun.
Let's talk
Um,
about your podcast. It's called
yes,
Recorded Vulnerabilities, right?
yes,
And what do
yes.
you talk about on there besides actual vulnerabilities?
Yeah. I mean, so it's me for about 20 to 30 minutes, really kind of unpacking scenarios that have happened in my life that normally don't get talked about out loud. So it's really me trying to normalize our humanness and create a safe place where people can see themselves in me and relate and hopefully like heal the world through community,
Yeah,
you know? Um
that's
and,
good.
and yeah, it's brought a lot of joy and it's brought a lot of healing for me as well. It's been really beautiful. Um and so, you know, fun looks like sometimes it's hanging on the couch watching Love is Blind, which I'm really late to and I just got into, but it's like I'm obsessed. And
It's obsessive. I get
oh my God, I'm so obsessed.
it.
And then sometimes it's going on walks with friends. I like to hike. I like to drink wine. Did I already say that? Uh,
No?
I like to I love being in community having really real ass conversations. Like I like that is so fun to me.
Small talk isn't easy for you.
Oh, I don't like small talk. How'd you know it? Oh, it's so cringe. Well, you
What do
know
you
what's
do
funny?
when somebody tries to do small talk with you?
It's so funny because I literally can't do it. So the version, my authentic self, I don't even try. My small talk is like, people laugh at me all the time. Like, Varsity small talk is like, so what happened to you in your life? Like, why are you this way? Like, like I'm going deep. And I know I've met my people, my community, because they can match that, right? Like we're all of a sudden vibing within 5 minutes.
Yeah, because small talk is just a waste of air and everybody's time.
Such
It's,
slow.
what is that anyway? Why are you being so nice? It's either you won't face your own demons or you won't face yourself in the mirror. It's like you cannot somehow live in whatever version of reality you've created for yourself because of why? Too scary?
That's so interesting. You're right. I never associated small talk with kind of like a dissociation, essentially, is what I'm hearing.
That's
It's,
how I feel.
no, I
Why
think
else
you
would
nailed it.
people? Is there another reason people would engage in small talk? I really don't get that.
You nailed it. You nailed it because I have never thought of that. But when I think about the people that are really good at small talk, they're surface people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely don't know anybody
Mm-hmm.
that does small talk. Maybe I do, but I don't talk to them, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm so averse to that. I don't want to talk to you. Maybe you're the same way too. I don't want to talk to you if you can't face yourself in some capacity.
100%. So I'm gonna put I put my business out there, but like recorded vulnerabilities. The first person I thought of was my biological dad. He is a master at small talk. Like everyone knows him, but no one knows him.
Wow. Say
Yeah,
a little bit more. Nothing more to
he
say.
talks. Nothing more to say. That's full sentence stop. Like
When did you realize that about him? Like when did that become a reality for you?
last year I really dug deep into therapy, and I thought, a couple years ago, I thought it was just about grief because I was really having a hard time fully releasing my divorce and what was and the reality of it. And grief, grief is very connected to acceptance. If you don't know that, so it morphed into accepting what the fuck is.
Mhm.
Like this is what it is, and you need to accept the ex, the mom, the sister, yourself, the dad. And so I realized that I was, back to your sibling question, I realized that I had all these like fake characteristics, like I call them Cosby Show characteristics of like what a dad should be, what a mom should be. Not because I saw it in real life, not because that's what they were. It was just my idea in my head. And then people fell short of that. And now they're a bad this, they're a bad that, including myself. And when I unpacked with therapy who my dad was, that's when I realized, oh, wait a minute. I'm doing a disservice to him and our relationship by not just accepting what this man has shown me to be for 44 years, right? Like he has been consistently himself, and I have been consistently rejecting it and fighting it, right? So, like, what is it? So, like, this is what he is. And that's when I realized, oh, this is why I can't get community with him because I don't talk small.
Mm-hmm.
I talk big, and my big talk frustrates him. His small talk frustrates me. And I would get frustrated because he lives in South Florida. So I'd go down there and everyone knows him. We're in the store, we're at the gas station. People would come into town, man, your dad was the best. Da, da, da. And I'm like, how is he the best? I'm like, oh, because you're getting these little drops of like, he's an extrovert. Like I definitely get my personality.
You know
Um,
what's funny? It's like everybody knows him, but doesn't really know him saying, but I feel like you have everybody knows you, but they actually know you.
Come on now.
What
Come
a
on.
difference. Like, how crazy is that? Do you think if he ever understood, do you think he could ever understand how to do what you do?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I what's the likelihood? What's the probability? I mean, I think he's like 70 plus now. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to accept who he is and what we are.
Yeah, you're
Right?
not going to worry about it.
It's not my
There's nothing to
business.
worry about, but if he catches on, good for him. If he doesn't, it doesn't matter either way. You've accepted. So you attribute the fact of you learning to accept everything and everyone for exactly as they are in situations as they are, mostly to therapy that you've gone to?
I think I would say so. And I'm not saying, now listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all that you said. I'm not accepting everything and everyone. I'm
Working
on
on it.
a journey. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it'll be a lifetime journey.
Oh, yeah. Because people go,
Personalities are harder
yeah.
than, and I got my traumas that I bring to it. And it's some things I just can't accept. And you just won't be in community with me, right? Because that's where I am. But
But
yeah,
you know what those boundaries are.
100%.
Maybe that's where
I'm
you
learning.
start. Yeah. Maybe that's where you start. Like, what is the hard line? And then everything's from there. You can sort
Oh,
of
I love that.
evaluate. Yeah. Yeah. And,
Yeah,
and
100%.
evaluate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it's consistency. truth telling, and self-awareness. What really just emotional intelligence, right? Because that's going to take up empathy, social awareness, and self-awareness. So those are my baseline needs.
Do you ask that of your close friends and your family? Or is it more you hold yourself to those standards and then just sort of accept everybody else that you've chosen to accept?
That's a really good question. So I hold myself to those standards 100%. And it's kind of like a tuning, right? Like I'm listening to who you tell me you are by your actions. And then I get to decide the proximity you have to me
Ooh, okay.
based on that.
That's really good. That's really good. And when they try to cross those boundaries, how do you handle that?
Oh, that's where it gets so awkward.
I know, that's why I have to ask because I deal with the same issues.
Oh,
How do you handle that?
you know, so I teach this workshop on brave, uncomfortable AF conversation. And every time I get
I like
into this
that.
situation, I have to then have a brave, uncomfortable AF conversation that I cringe all the way through, that my heart is racing all the way through. And you end up having these people, the people that are the least self-aware are the ones you end up having to have these with because they ain't reading the room. Right? Which makes it even more uncomfortable because.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I lean into it. I lean into it. And what I will say, most people are always appreciative of the conversation and me leaning into it and not just ghosting them and acting weird, because that's what most people do. And so I don't come with shame. I don't come with, you suck and I don't. Which might be true. No, I'm just playing. um, I come with, the framework is be factual. So like, just tell the truth. And I always like to frame it. Hey, I'm coming to you because out of love, out of care. Like if I didn't care, I wouldn't come to you. Like I would have ghosted you. Right. So this is love. This is what love looks like to me. State the facts. Relate to the story, relate to the story I'm telling myself. Right.
Yeah.
Accept the feelings. Right. So accept and share the feelings that I'm having. Right. So like, I can't even think of an example right now. And then listen, we'll create space for them to now talk, right? So like verify. Like, hey, let me know what you're thinking. I said a lot. Like, give me what you got. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like engage in listening. Just shut up and listen.
Yeah.
And not to combat, not to have an argument, truly listening, because that
understand. Yeah.
Understand.
Absolutely. A lot of people try to engage into conversations where they just want to be heard and not want to actually understand. So that's a great point. So let's dig in a little bit more to some of these personal sort of hills that you, mountains, however you view it, that you've conquered in your life. What are some of those peak moments that have been what I like to consider before and after life? Like before you were this way in life, and then this moment happened, and now you are this way in life. What is a peak moment that you've had, and how did it change you?
A peak moment for me was deciding to end my marriage.
I had a feeling, because I know you and I talked before, and that was also a peak moment for me. And I think that some people really need to hear this. Can you tell us that story a little bit?
Yeah, I think I hold a lot of grace and compassion and love for myself. I continue to try to, because there's aftermath to these decisions that aren't ideal. That I based on the Varsey I made the best decisions for myself, right? And so I'm thinking about the shame that we can get into of like, how the hell did I even choose this mofo? I know. And so it's like, one, grace for yourself.
Yeah.
Different version.
And how long were you together?
So we were together for maybe about 7 to 9 years, you think I'd know.
No,
7
time
to
is
9
elusive.
years.
It's
Time is
okay.
elusive. Time is elusive. So we were dating for about a year and a half and then married for the rest of it.
Okay.
We we never communicated enough to be able to grow together.
Yeah, that's powerful. Do you,
Yeah.
you think that was something that morphed, or do you think it was always that way?
I think it was always that way. But
I say that
and it
because
grew. And it grew.
it grew, but I noticed that sometimes having kids
Mhm,
does change
mhm.
the way that partners communicate, because now all of a sudden they're all trying to embody, whether consciously or subconsciously, their parents, whatever they saw their parents do. And it's almost like now you've got a house full of parents, and
Yeah.
nobody was raised the same way. Nobody's in
Yeah.
the same room. So it tends to change how you communicate because you identify differently.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I figured if it was Michelle or Barack, but one of them said like it's like toddlers come into the world and it's their job to ruin the marriage.
Wow.
That's how
Wow.
kids show up. And I was like, damn, that's true. Like that is exactly how it shows. Like if you can survive that era, then you're probably good. For me, yes, the kids, but I think for me, I didn't know who the hell I was.
You lost yourself.
Well, I never knew myself.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I was always very people pleasing and I had like abandonment and rejection issues. So like I was always just contorting to whatever I thought you wanted me to be.
got
So
it.
that's how I showed up. I mean, maybe is that a pick me? Like that's how I showed up. I showed up like,
No, that's somebody that's been through trauma, and it's
yeah,
actually a trauma response. I see you. So when did you realize that? When did you realize that? That would have been before you got divorced, right?
I think that was in the healing in the midst.
In the
So I
mid.
remember we got separated. So I think the big catapult thing is there was always things, right? It was very tumultuous. It was hot or cold. And then I had my son, who's now 6, and I had a near death experience after labor and delivery.
Oh
I mean,
wow.
pints of blood, having to, like it was an ordeal. Um, and we don't have enough time for that story. But you look at life differently when you see the light. Like literally, you're like, oh shit, what am I doing? So I remember being back home, definitely had postpartum, didn't know it at the time. And we got into some stupid argument about putting the baby on the counter in his seat or something like that exploded. And we separated. And during the separation, we were trying to date, not trying to date. We kept going back and forth. And my therapist, different therapist, she asked me, like, what do you need? And I was like, I need clarity, which I didn't even know myself. I've always needed clarity. This is literally what my whole brand is built on. And she's like, I need to know where I stand. Where are we
Yeah.
going?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so she's like, you need to ask. So we had a conversation. And I remember this like, oh, so vividly. And I'm talking to him and I'm like, listen, I had a pen and paper, child. Okay. I was not playing. I was like, what do you need for this to work? And he's like, listing all the things that I need to do for this to work. And I was like, great. Read it back to him. And then I was like, all right, what do you feel like you need to do for this to work? And he just was like, Gen Z stare or whatever. Like, I just told you what needed to happen for this to work. And it
Right.
was like, light
Light
bulb.
bulb. Yep. Yep.
Oh, I've been the one
Mm,
contorting it. Da, 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 da. And I could do that for the rest of my life and we would be in the same place because it takes two. And my daughter was 5, my son was 6. We split. Um, Left the house. Um, Moved in with my cousin who was also going through a divorce. So it's like 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. Me and my kids. My friend gave me a king bed. Me and my kids are sleeping in the same bed. She's on the couch. Her teenage son's in the room. It was not ideal. From outward appearances, it felt like failing.
I know, right?
COVID hit. School's closed. Daycare's closed. And I ended up getting in a situation where I had experienced some suicidal thoughts of like harming me and my kids.
Oh, no.
And I remember God, who's, my guide, just was like this moment of him just being like, okay, so this is where you got yourself. Can I have a turn? And I have released control of my life ever since. I just I just
What
tried.
happened after that? I mean, what
Yeah,
was, can you talk about that process?
so I ended up looking in the mirror at myself literally,
Yeah.
and kind of was just like, okay, girl, you're cute. Like, okay, this, and then like moving, still looking, and just busted out crying because it was the first time that I allowed myself to see all the things, the ugly parts. Like, oh, yeah, well, you manipulated people. So that's how you got here. You just telling people what they want to hear. You're not following it up by any action. Um, fear has stopped you from doing everything. Like, you're terrified of everything. Like, yeah, life has just been happening to you. And it was just this moment that I was like, fuck, okay, these things are true. And then self-forgiveness was the first thing I remember leaning into because I shamed myself. Like, I remember I was on the phone with my mom one day and I was just frustrated about something, and she heard me talking to myself out loud for the first time. She's like, Varsey, like, do you talk to yourself like that? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, you just said da da da. I was like, oh, I always say that.
And
So I really went through a self-love journey that I'm still on. But I think a lot of it was forgiveness. I leaned into truth telling. Like I always said, I had integrity, but child, I ain't had no integrity. It sounded good, but I didn't have any integrity. So leaning into, okay, but do you want integrity? All right, so let's lean into the opportunities that life gives you to be integral, right? Those hard decisions, the hard conversations, forgiving. And then from all the things that I did for myself, I started to treat others like that. Right. So I'm forgiving myself. So I'm forgiving others. I'm loving myself. I'm loving others. I'm accepting myself. I'm accepting others. I'm telling the truth to myself. I'm telling the truth to others. Like, and it has just been a constant calibration of just trying to be more, what I say, just more spiritual and less flesh.
how hard is that to balance your own healing when you have to navigate something so complex and emotionally tangling as divorce?
I had to build in systems into my life, reflection systems or systems for myself, time with me and God, um, saying no, having boundaries, um, and then having grace with myself because this is, how it is. It's not like oh yay, I'm on a path and it's always forward. No, honey. No. Sometimes I will curse you out. Like if you push me too far, you're gonna get the old Varsey. Like she's still in there. Uh, like, so it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. And you know what makes it so hard? That I'm still unpacking. I literally had this thought this morning. I'm still unpacking. Damn, I could be best friends with a tree. You hear me? Me and that tree could be tight. I'm borrowing leaves to make a dress, I'm giving it water. Like, but oh my God, this person that I married, fell in love with, decided to have kids with, hates me. Like, we can't be in community. Like,
you can't choose that.
yeah.
And you just have to live. I think that this self-love journey and this forgiveness journey and healing journey, I think it's something that all of us end up finding that we are always going to be until we die. That's just once you start to realize you need to treat yourself really well, it's a lifelong thing. You can't even really call it a journey. That is just life.
It's
And
life.
It's just, well, it's the more peaceful, the more calm,
Mm.
the more community driven, because you can only do what you can do when you are yourself at that spot. And you're there. You've reached that. You're in the BC part of your life, and in the good way, in a where you pay it for. Now's when you pay it forward, like you said. And I'm sure it's opened up a ton of doors for you to help continue to pay it forward. That's your podcast, your newsletters, the work that you do now. It's just part of that journey. It's life. It's like I hate calling it a journey because it's life.
Life is a journey, though. Life is the journey. I don't think you're saying it
journey,
wrong.
but I'm
Life is
saying
the journey.
journey is life.
Yes, the journey is life. The
okay.
journey is life. Yes, I
Listen,
agree
you
with
and
that.
I can talk forever.
I know. I was like, dang, how is it 30?
It's already 30 minutes. So
We had to
in
cut
the
out some
interest-
minutes in the beginning, though.
Yes, exactly. But that's why we're taking it for this next part. I end every episode exactly the same. And though the entire episode ends up being advice, what advice do you have to give, whether it be personal, professional, whether it be about life or whatnot? What advice can you give to the listeners that more than likely resonated with this episode that they can take and apply to themselves?
You are entirely up to you.
Love that.
I just saw it on Instagram. I was like, I'm putting this on the wall. This is exceptional. You are entirely up to you. It's you. It's your life. Make it happen.
Yeah, take control.
Do the work. Lean in. Stop blaming everyone. Stop having excuses. You are entirely up to you. Go forth and conquer.
What strikes me most about Varsey's story is her unflinching commitment to truth, even when that truth is uncomfortable, messy, or challenges everything she thought she knew about herself. Her understanding that we can't have deep connections without brave conversations speaks to something many of us avoid. Real intimacy requires real vulnerability. I'm particularly moved by her journey from a moment of wanting to give up to embracing radical self-forgiveness. Her reminder that self-love isn't a destination, but an ongoing practice, one that requires grace, reflection, and the willingness to keep showing up for yourself, offers hope for anyone in the middle of their own transformation. Varsey's advice to stop making excuses and take control of your life isn't harsh. It's empowering. It's the truth we sometimes need to hear from someone who's walked through the fire and come out stronger on the other side. Her work with organizations building brag-worthy cultures rooted in trust and empathy is a direct reflection of the deep listening skills and authenticity she brings to every aspect of her life, from coaching executives to championing local communities. For those of you navigating difficult transitions, learning to set boundaries, or simply trying to figure out who you are beyond the roles you've been playing, Varsey's story proves that the journey of self-discovery, while not always linear, is always worth it. Connect with Varsey. Learn more about Varsey Laurelle Consulting and her transformational workshops. Listen to her podcast, Recorded Vulnerabilities, where she normalizes human emotions through vulnerable conversations. Follow her journey as she continues hiking, traveling, and making an impact in communities. If this conversation resonated with you, here's how you can support the She Suite Society. You can subscribe and review. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Share this episode. You can send it to a friend who needs to hear the messages that we spread. Join our community or become a sponsor. Remember, She Suite Society exists because of listeners like you who believe that women's authentic stories deserve to be heard and amplified. Until next time, this is your host, Dahlia, reminding you that your life is your message to the world. Why not make it extraordinary?